Welcome to another lovely day down here at PNP, where in the afternoon I find myself going back to the MGTF because I want to fix it. Because I want to fix it. Looking for a bar, something I can wrap around that thingy. A bar. Maybe that'll do. I got that to move a bit there, but I think I need something a bit more solid, less flexy. This bar has been used to free up the clutch arm, and that means that I can come out of the toilet and put it back together. Helpful. But what I'm about to do now is reinstall the slave cylinder onto the arm just down there where it's all brown. It's brown because I've just sprayed a lot of coppery slick as well that might help water not get back into it. Let's go down here, let's go round the bend, let's go completely bonkers, let's get an MGTF out, drive it up the road with no clutch. Fairly sure I know what I'm doing here. Bung the TF in first gear, start it up, drive it up around here, put it here, jack the back end up and start pumping that clutch pedal. And the usual problem, there's enough power in the battery to get it started, but not whilst it's in gear. So that means either removing the battery, charging it up, and then coming back down here much later on, or do something a bit more risky. Battery booster on, but I can't close the bonnet because there isn't room for this to, well, it just wouldn't really be a good idea trying to close the bonnet. I hope this is a good idea. Well, that was a sense of achievement. I think that's high enough. Where did I get the idea that the back end should be jacked up? I can't find any information saying that the back end should be jacked up, and thinking about it, surely the front end should be jacked up, because then the fluid will go downwards and the air will come upwards. I'm going to try that now. Apparently it's difficult to get a nice clutch feel. I put the bleeding nipple back on and the clutch has gone much more stiff, so I'm going to get it off the jack and try it. Well, this is rather frustrating. I've got a feeling that I'm not going to be able to fix this after all, because I've got the clutch to move, but once it's bled up it doesn't want to move, and that means that the clutch control arm thing or whatever it's called is sticking, and that's not helpful. Strange thing is though, when I picked this car up it wasn't, it was okay. It's only really that it's been sat around in the yard, only been moved ever so slightly from time to time, where it seems to have developed this problem. And that's what makes me think that surely I can get around this problem by just moving it around a bit more. But I can't move it around because the clutch won't engage. I really want a happy ending to this video. Yeah, let's keep going till it gets happy. It's got to do at some point. What's different here? I don't really see that these are fair working conditions at all. I'm going to complain at somebody, probably myself. Come on, we need to crack on with this now. I started this episode quite a few days back, and I got distracted with some other things, and I guess there's no rush to finish this off. But now I've just had a message from Steve Steve Berry, that is. And it all looks rather positive, so I need to get it fixed. Do you remember a song called Where's Your Head Hat? It went like this: where's your head hat? Where's your head hat? Do you remember that? What a strange song. What a strange question. It's obviously on your head, isn't it? I know that's not relevant to this video, but I have put a hat on, so maybe it is. Right, anyway, you know one of the problems with this cold, being cold, having digits that won't move properly, lacking motivation, wanting to not even bother. That's the same thing, isn't it? Gripping icy cold tools, and then to make matters even worse, having to wear a hat. But worse than all that, seized locks or frozen locks. You can't even get into these cars. You're okay if you've got a button and you've made sure that the seals are not going to be stuck on by applying some liberal doses of something a bit gooey and oily beforehand. You can't do it afterwards. But that's, as if there wasn't enough to contend with. Mind you, I've said all that and now I've actually got into it anyway. Right, well, that's everything opened. I need to go and get warm again now. If you work in an office and you can just look out into the cold while staying all snuggly and warm, that's annoying, and I don't want to hear about your Christmas. Or if you're retired and you can go out if you want to do. Even your dog's a greyhound and they can't be bothered going for a walk. You can just stay inside in front of your fire and watch repeats of Countdown or something. I don't want to know about your Christmas. Oh, Christmas. There's a point, you know the Bob Geldof song, Do They Know It's Christmas? Which was a thing to help the people that didn't really know it was Christmas and really couldn't give a toss. Have you ever thought about how patronising that song actually is? I mean, to the people that obviously it did help a bit, but you imagine walking down the street on Christmas Eve and you see some poor old soul in a doorway, not even begging, and you start telling this old guy about what a great Christmas you're going to have and what you've got planned and your food and your special bottles of wine. I think it's a bit like that. I'm doing these pipes again so I can have another good crack at that clutch control arm. Is it called a control arm? It probably isn't. But guess what? Even though it has antifreeze in this, the pipes are stuck on because of the frost. So obviously the best thing to do to warm it up a little bit is stick it on, switch it on, the engine. Well, it makes sense, doesn't it? Because those pipes contain antifreeze that help keep the engine cool. Shouldn't take long. Oh yes, I've definitely said this before. Isn't that the loveliest, smoothest sounding K-series you've ever listened to? Eh? Don't you think? Looks like finding a way of relocating the exhaust so it comes straight out the top of the engine. Good idea, eh? Except that's not what it's for. It's for that. That might be enough. That's enough. That's enough for one day. That's a bit embarrassing, I'm afraid, because not only did I not complete this job today, and not only have I been working on it 3 days in between all sorts of other jobs, but I actually forgot to record an ending. It just got dark, and then I went home. Mind you, I was a bit distracted by the fact that the chap who wants to buy this car phoned me up and we had a conversation. So I'm going to blame that. I'm happy with that. Right, time for a beer.